And we are live and on the air. Welcome to OmniBroslive. I'm Omnidog from Omnidog's Vault, here with my fabulous co-hosts from Near Mint Condition, Omar. Omar, how's it going?
Good, man. Look. Remember when I used to do this when I first started? Just in case people wanted to know how my channel was spelled like. There you go. CG graphics dropping. You're making this good, man. It's good to see you guys.
All I have is this mask right here.
Yeah, it's like a trademark, man. It's good.
Speaking of, shouldn't we be getting like is somebody, or don't we have multiple people working on a logo for us or something?
Yep.
Anybody know what's up with that?
I'm working on it with my brother. Okay.
And that person talking is from Gabe Infinity Watch. That's Gabe from Gabe Infinity Watch.
That's right. The one and only Gabe the Babe, a.k.a.
Right.
Gabe Infinity Watch, a.k.a. Shiny Dome. I don't know.
Chrome Dome. Cue
ball. Penis with ears, if you ever seen The Wanderers.
I did think you said Shiny Dong.
That too.
Shiny Dome, which made no sense. So, guys, we're going to talk about hauls and reads, right?
Let's talk about how we're Neanderthals compared to the fangirls when they get Harriet Glickman, who helped cause the creation of Franklin, and we're over here talking about penis sizes and fart jokes and stuff like that.
What do you mean, we? You got a mouse in your pocket? Yes, and I haven't said anything.
I haven't said anything. I haven't even given the IST plug yet.
No, I mean just in general, like overall.
Oh, in general, yeah, absolutely, yeah. In general. All right, Jess, do your thing. Let me hear that jingle.
I promise not to do the jingle again after the disaster that was last Thursday until it's set to music. But InStockTrades.com, our fabulous sponsor, where you can get up to 50% off your favorite collected editions of graphic novels, of comic books. Loyalty discounts add 2%. They often have sales that add 3% to that. Every quarter is an OmniBros code that will get you special discounts. Fabulous service, fabulous packaging, and over $50 in the United States gets you free shipping. I don't know how they do that, but they do it. That's InStockTrades.com. And both your mics are muted. I'm just hanging out here.
Well, okay. I wanted you to go through your little. I did not want to stumble you in case you were going to start singing.
I was hoping you were going to start singing again. That was badass last time.
Oh well, thank you.
Haters.
Okay, well, thank you.
Yeah.
I'll sing the jingle at the end of the show when.
Yeah, please do.
To drive listeners away.
or keep the actual real loyal listeners around. That's what.
Right.
Speaking of listeners, we do have a 2K giveaway coming up. Well, coming up as soon as all of our listeners make fake accounts and subscribe to us to get us to that 2K level. So spread the word. Tell your friends. Tell your mama. Tell your neighbors. Let people know.
Just log into your mom and dad's accounts and subscribe. They don't have to watch our channel. We just need 2,000 subscribers, right, Gabe, for this big giveaway? Yeah. I see some things you're giving away up there, right? Like that Infinity Gauntlet box set.
No, I'm not giving that away.
Oh.
Too bad we can't give away all your jack-off statues, Omar.
Hey, look, we just got 8 dislikes.
So the big prizes for the giveaway, it's not the Infinity Watch box set. That's actually back in print, so you can find it on IST for a discount. We got the Big Damn Sin City out of print. Everybody wants this. Everybody's looking for it. I found a good one for everybody. And second place is another out of print Omnibus. A lot of people are going for, looking out for.
I had no idea that went out of print, by the way.
Yeah, I didn't know either. And everybody in the group was just blowing up about it recently. So
you guys went over some omnibuses that are out of print, right, Jess? That's what you guys did?
It was just me and Ryley, and we barely scratched the surface because he wasn't really, he has not been tuning. He's got everything he wants right now at the moment, so he hasn't been paying attention much to whalettes or whales. So we just kind of spent tops 3 minutes on it. So We can go over it again. I don't know. I build it.
Maybe we should, because I think that episode was really just Ryley like going off the handle about shit he hates, like itchy butthole and stuff like that.
I don't remember that part, but I do.
Well, everybody hates an itchy butthole.
Oh
yeah,
boy,
where's this coming from?
I don't know. Where's Harriet Glickman when we need her?
Yeah, I think that lady can keep us all in line. Like, I joined the chat after she had left, but I watched the episode. It was really sweet and insightful, really inspiring.
Well, don't look to this channel for any inspiration.
Unless it's Jess singing, then yes.
That's right.
Look to this channel for inspiration.
I'll sing some inspirational tune at the very end. I might do it rap style, man. Or I'll sing it to the tune of Mr. Plow. I haven't figured it out yet.
Well, let's go. Let's burn through this episode. If you have anything left over, maybe we could actually talk about out of print omnibuses or something.
Okay. What do you want to talk about first? Reads? Hauls?
Yeah, I started creating a list. That's why I was wondering what you all went for. But go ahead. Let's do some hauls.
Okay.
Go ahead, Jess. What do you got?
I got in a book you hate, but I really wanted it because it's got magic in it, and you know how I feel about magic.
Yeah, barely legal. Got it.
Oh, hey now.
I got the New Mutants collection by Zeb Wells, which you warned me not to get, but it features magic, so I had to get it.
It's a thick book. Yeah, it was okay.
Yeah, it is a thick book.
It's not the best New Mutant stories out there by far, but it was okay.
There's no such thing as just the best New Mutants.
What are we talking about, dude? Chris Claremont and Louise Simonson's run are solid.
Rob Liefeld
too.
Rob Liefeld wrote like 12 issues. A little more than 12, but you know. No, he didn't even start co-plotting until like late 90s.
98 was his first episode. Maybe we should ask Fabian Nicieza.
We should. Let's ask let's work on that though.
Yeah.
All right, Jess, what else did you get?
I was disappointed. I thought this was an oversized hardcover, but it's like an undersized paperback, but it's still got beautiful art.
Wait, what are you looking at?
Called Carthago. It's a humanoids book.
I thought you owned that already. Is this the shark book?
Yeah, I don't own it. I double, triple, quadruple checked, and I don't own it.
You have the sequel, the Carthago Adventures or something like that. There are two books.
Nope, I don't have that either.
Oh, well, now you gotta look. You gotta sell this one and get it in hardcover because it's gotta match the spine of the other hardcover, or you're gonna be a loser.
I already am a loser because I ordered this thinking it was hardcover, and it's just a regular. I don't own any humanoid paperbacks. I got a whole section of humanoid hardcovers and slipcases, and here's this thing, but it is beautiful. That's why I wanted oversized hardcover. But I don't know. Maybe it's out of print, or maybe I just ordered the wrong thing. I don't know. I am appalled. And I'm sorry to see that Cycle Cleveland. This is all stuff that I ordered 3 weeks ago with the OmniBros code. And Cycle Cleveland, if you're out there, he told me I needed to get Eleanor and the Egret. I have no idea what this book is about. It's got art by Sam Keith, though, which is clutch, by John Layman. And Sam Keith, he told me to get Eleanor and the Egret. That's Cycle Cleveland. Taylor Brown, you take that back. I did not love Bramble. You know I poured root beer on that. So this has some pretty cool art in it, and I know nothing about it other than Cycle Cleveland kept bugging me, and you know how he likes to bug.
Don't let that guy pressure you into shit, man. You're going to get in trouble.
I love that guy.
I know.
He keeps us on our toes.
I got volume 2 of Cave Carson Has a Cybernetic Eye. So now that I have the two oh man.
That's a Young Animal imprint, isn't it?
Yeah, it's crazy. I need to, now that I've got volume 2, I can read volume 1 and 2. I also got a book that you told me to get, Omar.
Oh, this is going to be a mistake.
It's not Justice League hardcover, you rotten guy,
It's
you.
probably hentai or some other weird ass manga.
No, it's Amazing Spider-Man Cosmic Adventures.
Oh yeah, I told you to get that because it's not in the. It's not all in the Todd McFarlane and Eric Larson omnibus. Yeah, yeah. Oh, you
Right.
want to know more? That's it. You wanted to know more about Captain Universe, and I was like, yeah, Captain Universe is this entity that has taken over different characters, and believe it or not, he took over Spider-Man one time, or it took over Spider-Man, and you were like, oh yeah, when did that happen? And I was like, oh, here's the epic for you, my friend.
Right. So that's what I got. Cosmic Adventures with I guess Captain Universe in it. That's what I wanted, and that's what I got. So
Hey Jess, Rick Nelson in the chat's asking if Doc Shaner is the artist for that Cape Carson book.
Hold on. Did Fort Quan just call you the old dude with the cool sweater, except today, the racist bald guy, and the dude who cry after sex? That's a thing, huh?
the racist bald guy?
I don't know where that's coming from.
Oh, I do.
You can't be a minority and be racist. That's racist.
I'm pretty sure you damn well can. Let's not do that card.
No, this book has the artist is Michael Avon Emming. That guy, Michael Avon Emming.
Michael Avon Oming.
The co-creator of
Powers. Yeah, he's the artist on Volume 2.
I love that guy's artwork. It's really just there's something special about it.
Very
wacky.
Bruce Timm. That's what it kind of reminds me of.
Yeah, it's very, very thick black lines. Like he must use like a painter's brush to ink his pages.
And then I got 3 volumes of a book that I got super baited on, and I super baited.
It's better than masturbated.
I knew that was coming. I can't remember who it was in the chat, but he wanted me to get Sky Doll, and I got 3 volumes of Sky Doll, and the art in this is amazing.
Yeah, it is. So, is it a French book originally?
I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah, I almost bought those. They look really good.
Oh my gosh, the art is so great, and let me see if I can figure out. Sky Doll was created. Let's see. Free from her life of servitude, Sky Doll, also known as Noah, heads to the planet Sudra, where all the religions of the cosmos are united. But soon she must face the painful truth about her existence and her troubling origins, discovering if she really has what it takes to be more than just a doll. Not sure that I can show a lot of this art in case Emily's mom's watching. But I can show. Actually, I can show a lot of art. But
sorry,
I don't.
Emily's mom. We made a super bait joke too.
Yeah, I didn't.
I love this just dragging us down, Gabe.
Man, you guys are in this with me. Whatever I do, you do. We do
Once
this
an
as a team.
OmniBro, always an OmniBro.
Yes.
Here's some more artwork from this book, and it looks really cool. The exploits of she's apparently got some kind of powers, and she was created on another planet and breaks free and tries to decide who she is and what she's doing. Her name is Noah. And I bought this strictly on the suggestion of I don't know, if you're out there in the chat, remind me and I will give you credit, because you totally got me on Sky Doll. I got those from Amazon. Everything else I got from IST. And let's see.
That was some master. Never mind. I'm gonna leave that alone.
Yeah, you should.
Super baited.
Yeah, you're getting super baited here. That's it. Nothing else.
That's gotta become like a catchphrase for us.
To get super baited.
Yeah, we gotta make that happen.
So that's all I hauled as far as books. I hauled a boatload of other crap. Action figures, pops, vinyl, but that's like it's going to be an hour haul video for me when I do my next haul. It was my last gasp. I got no room for any more action figures or pops. I know I've said it 1,000 times before. I can't physically put any more action figures and pops up, so I'm stopping. I swear.
Whatever.
Smoking like a true addict there, Jess.
I'm quitting cold turkey.
I can stop anytime I want.
There's always room, Jess. Just put it in your bedroom
stuff to make room for other stuff.
That's what I've done.
Just dig a deeper hole in your basement.
Yeah, that's what I need to do.
Yeah.
Just like build a shed for you. Make the Omni shed.
The Omni shed.
Just get like your own like bachelor pad apartment to just put all your shit in.
Just
that's
have
what I need.
Yeah, a secret life where you're not having an affair, but you just live somewhere with your comic books.
Yeah, that sounds so pathetic. I can't even believe it.
Oh yeah,
awesome! I would love that.
I will totally be making fun of you, of course. Yes.
I don't even get a mistress in this scenario. It's just a nerd pad.
There's no mistress. It's just you and a nerd pad crying yourself to sleep.
It's just you just sneak out at night and tell your wife, "Oh, I'm gonna be at work late," and you're really just bagging boarding comics.
I see a documentary, like a really bad documentary.
Big old long white beard, big long fingernails, bagging my comics. Oh, this sounds creepy.
I dig it.
Yeah, if I could pull that off,
your idea,
dude. If I had the ends, I would totally get my own like nerd apartment kind of thing. Great.
What about you, Gabe? Are you done hauling, Jess? Or
I am done hauling.
What about you, Gabriel?
I got a bunch of shit, man. I did some retail therapy earlier, so I bought a bunch of shit to make me feel better.
What'd you get?
So Jess and everybody has been talking about this whole like Hickman Avengers readathon and stuff like that. So I picked up the missing hardcovers that I needed to complete a complete Hickman storyline. So I got the first edition of Shield, that first hardcover. This one is Architects of Forever. Man, Shield's a great book. I remember when this was coming out in singles, like every issue just blew you away. Like it's so much like world building and it adds so much to the scope and vastness of the Marvel Universe. So that's a great series. So I got the first hardcover, the new hardcover that just came out because this book after like 8 years. It took them like 8 years to do like 12 issues. What is it? Yeah, about 12 issues, right? Yeah, I never thought we would ever see this book complete. They've been talking about it for the longest time that, Dustin Weaver has the script. We're just waiting for Dustin Weaver to complete all the art. Hickman got backed up. Now we're doing the Shield again. It just for the longest time was a lot of just stop and go with this series. So it is done. It's complete. The part of that Hickman readathon. Also, the newest Secret Wars. This was the series that basically took the Fantastic Four away for us for a while, and that's when I kind of stopped reading Marvel comics until just recently, now that the FF is back. So that Secret Wars.
So your boycott of that book is over.
It's over. I can go ahead and read this stuff now. And then the two Ultimates hardcovers.
Mm-hmm.
So I got all that. That's why I was in the chat recently asking, hey, has anybody got a picture of what all the hardcovers are? And Omar's like, go look it up on the internet, asshole.
I don't remember that.
I don't remember. Yeah, that sounds like something I would say. Totally.
Yeah.
It does sound like something you'd say, but I don't remember you asking for pics of it.
Yeah, I was doing that yesterday.
Yesterday.
I was like, anybody got a picture of what the Hickman readathon?
Oh, you said the reading.
And then Omar goes,
why
don't you go look on the group?
That wasn't being an asshole. That's what I would do.
That was being an asshole.
We have a goddamn search button. Hit the search and write Hickman. You'll find it. It's like the first 4 pictures.
Dude, if you type Hickman into the group, it's going to be about 35 sales posts going, anybody want to trade me this really shitty book for a Fantastic Four Hickman Volume 1?
I would have been happy to give you the readathon directions. I never even saw that part of the chat. I wonder what happened.
You and your first world problems, man.
I know, man. No one's helping me out. What's
I
going
gotta
on
scroll
here?
through 15 pictures.
We're supposed to be OmniBros, not Omni just acquaintances, dick.
Back in my day, I had to call my comic book guru.
Yeah, exactly. Because on the like, if you look up like Hickman reading order, it gives you like you have to read absolutely every single thing Hickman ever did, like Ultimate Thor and Ultimate Hawkeye and bullshit like that. So I was like, do I really need to read that? Thankfully, Gio's a helpful person and broke down the readathon for me. So
yeah, okay, good job. Thank you, Gio. The real Omnibro.
Yeah. So another thing I got, which is super badass, and Omar is going to absolutely love this. I know he is I got this 1990s Fantastic Four #1 by Jim Lee. Don't laugh.
I'm not. I didn't say anything. Oh my God, you wasted
it's gold. It's gold foil stamped or gold foil autographed by Jim Lee.
Okay, you wasted a poor. Like, what if he was limited to 3 signatures and you put it on Fantastic Four?
No, it came this way. It's like a stamp.
Is it like a special thing?
Yeah, because there's even like a certificate of authenticity that has a golden #4 as well. Look how badass that is.
All right. How much did you pay for that player?
I got it at work, so I got the hookup. So not a lot.
So you paid half off, so that was like $85.
No way.
Oh,
God, it's badass. Look at that.
Yeah, it's gold.
Dude, your autograph looks better if you have it in gold foil stamp.
Real gold. Like, he didn't even fucking sign it. He just, like, somebody at the DC office stamped it, or Marvel, or wherever the hell it was at the time. Image.
Yeah, the DC office that was doing Fantastic Four. Yeah.
Well, Wildstorm was bought out by them, dipshit. So I was thinking that was it. But no, that was during the Wildstorm days at Image. So I guess it was Image.
They had to outsource it back to them to get them to save the series again. So I got that. Now, what else is really super cool? You're going to like this.
Oh, it's going to
get
like
this.
Better.
You don't like this? Then you're a horrible person.
I'm not an
You're
American.
a horrible person.
All right, go ahead.
Well, I'm not going to say that.
Oh, go for it.
So I got some DuckTales toys.
Oh, yeah. That's good. I like that.
Yeah, these are badass. Yeah, so I got Uncle Scrooge. This is based off the new current DuckTales series, which is actually really fun. I'm enjoying it a lot.
Yeah, it's good.
So I have Scrooge McDuck. I got the 2-pack of Huey and Dewey. These guys are super cute. I got all of them. So Flintheart Glomgold, Scrooge McDuck's arch nemesis, and another 2-pack. This is Webigail and Louie. And then I got Launchpad. And what else? Who's this last one here? I'm trying to remember. Oh, yeah. It's Uncle Donald. So we got Donald Duck as well. But that's not the best part. Here's the coolest thing about this entire toy line that they're putting out. Is you can get, there's a money bin too.
Oh.
Look how cool that is. You get yourself an actual Scrooge McDuck money bin. It opens up. It's actually a playset. So it opens up. And you can store the figures in here.
Oh, that's nice.
And you also get Uncle Scrooge's #1 dime that you can actually put into his little trophy case.
Let me ask you something. Does that come signed, like in a gold stamp by Jim Lee?
No, but it'd be cool if it was like Don Rosa or somebody, right?
Yeah, it would be cool. Oh, those are cool, man.
Sorry, he doesn't have giant. Sorry, he doesn't have tentacles or anything, Omar, for you to be.
Like, I can't think of maybe 2 toys that I have that have tentacles.
Yeah, because you ruined all the other ones with your naughty body actions on.
I collect giant robots, dude. No, I'm a big fan of that show. I saw that there were mystery figures too, and I'm like, I'm not gonna start playing that game.
No way, dude. I stay away from that blind bag bullshit.
Well, because they have Gizmo Duck in there, and they have.
Oh no, man! Now you got me with Gizmo Duck. Fuck.
See, that's how they almost had me. And I think they have like a special figure, and I want to say it's the Darkwing Duck version from that episode.
Ooh, oh, man,
So
you're just saying all the wrong things to me right now.
yeah, go out and get those.
Hey, I got a question.
What's that?
What's up?
What book is this?
Secret Wars.
No,
Last
the last
Battle
days
War.
of the Marvel Universe.
How long have you had it? That's my question.
Probably 2 years, and I just
There-
saw it.
There it is. Okay, well, if you look on the back, there's this thing they like to do. It says this collects.
Yeah, but I don't recognize any of it. Where
Read
does this fit into the
Maybe.
last war? Do you know anything about this book?
Not until you read the back. That's a variant cover of number 1, though. What does it collect? I'm curious.
Collecting Captain America and the Mighty Avengers 8 through 9, Loki, Agent of Asgard 14 through 17, Magneto 18 through 21, Black Widow 1920, Ms. Marvel 16 through 19, Punisher 1920, Silver Surfer 13 through 15, Ant-Man Last Days 1, Silk 7, and Spider-Woman 10.
That's all the last issues of those. I think it's the last issue of all those volumes. And
Right
it
before
ended
they
on
got
like a white page or like on a white panel when the incursions happened that took over the Marvel Universe, the 616, and the Ultimate Universe.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So, like,
So it's a bunch of bullshit filler stuff.
yeah. Do you need to read it? No, not at all. Not at all. But
But
I
I
love
bought
the
it.
fact that you
Still
bought
sealed.
it 2 years ago, and it's still sealed. And you loved Secret Wars so much that you went out and got Secret Wars: The Last Days of the Marvel Universe.
It seemed important at the time.
I like how you got that, Jess, 2 years ago. It survived a flood and everything, and now you just discovered that you had it.
I just
Wait.
now saw it. I thought, wait,
Yeah, exactly.
we
So
have
nothing survived a flood and everything.
No,
You just now
wait, there were
discovered it.
better books you could have saved. All your naughty bit books.
Oh, those all got saved. Those are all on the top shelf now in case anything ever
That's
happens
top
again.
shelf. That's top shelf books right there.
Those are top shelf books now.
I think that was a company, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they put out good stuff.
Well, somebody had a question in the chat about Mark Millar's run on Fantastic Four, and I thought for sure that I had the hardcovers, so I was looking for them, and this popped up, and I thought, what the hell? I've already got Secret Wars, and this jumped out. So now I get to read that.
Mark Millar's Fantastic Four.
Yeah, I got some of the hardcover, the Miller Hitch stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Was-
They asked if it
was-
was any good.
Was so bland he didn't even finish writing it.
Well, a lot of that stuff kind of ties into the Hickman stuff as well. That's where New World came from and everything. And like, I think that's for the spoilers. Galactus is being like the power battery stuff. I think that started there. And then that's when they turned Doctor Doom into like a sorcerer or some deal with demons or some crazy thing like that too.
Yeah, Rick Nelson asked about Mark Millar and Brian Hitch's run.
Yeah. It's good. I mean, there's bits in there that are really, really excellent. Like I said, that ties into like Hickman stuff. But yeah, for the most part, like Omar said, like it's kind of whatever.
I'll tell you what though, the omnibus they announced for that was solicited, and it stayed on Amazon's page for like 4 or 5 years. Like as soon as that run was over, they solicited an omnibus for Mark Millar and Brian Hitch's Fantastic Four, and it stayed on the Amazon page for like 4 or 5 years. And I remember like every once in a while I go check, and people were still asking questions. Is this ever going to come out? Like on the ask a question part of Amazon. So nope.
I think I lost those books in the flood last summer.
I think if you really want them back, they're really cheap, Jess.
Well, if they're not that great, I don't.
But you like Mark Millar.
I do, yeah, I do.
So there you go, man.
It's weird because this is a Mark Millar writing where you can't go like cutting the heads off of dogs and other weird fucked up shit in. That's what happened in Kick-Ass.
We were talking about the I think it was in the OmniBros chat that we have, talking about the detailed script that Alan Moore would write, like a paragraph for each panel.
Right.
And I was like, I can imagine like Mark Millar's script. Kick this bitch in the nuts. Splash page. Make it look good. Of course, he would use different words.
And done it in a Scottish accent.
Yep, that is correct. So is that all your haul, Gabe, or you got something else, buddy?
No, that's too much cool stuff for one show already. So
It did. That
Those toys were awesome.
Yeah, I can't wait. I'm gonna open them up and stuff. I'm actually gonna pour through these things.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of that show. I watch it with my girls.
But dude, seriously, like the fucking money bank, the money bank is the shit. This thing is super cool.
I also saw that they had like the PVCs, like a pack, the box set of the PVCs. That I might get.
And they even have like a Launchpad's airplane. I forgot what it's called. The Sea Duck. No, the Sea Duck was that Tailspin? Am I getting my cartoons mixed up?
The Sea Duck?
Sea Duck, yeah.
The plane.
Yeah, the plane.
Let's go.
There's that too.
All right, so my haul. This came from a viewer of mine from Near Mint Condition, Eddie. I was missing this from my complete set of Gaunts. This is Gaunts 37.
Oh, that's hard to find, right?
Yeah, this is the final volume. On eBay, it varies. It goes from $50 to $100 to $200, depending on how bad you want it. But I was a big fan of this series. Lots of gore, lots of sex, lots of violence. Yeah, that's my kind of jam.
That's a great gift. I know you've been looking for that for a while.
Yeah, there were a couple of people that messaged me that were like, "Hey, you still need this?" I found it at my comic book store, but this guy just sent it to me, and that was really nice of him. That was really cool because it is hard to find. Eddie, that was his username, Eddie 1967. I don't know his real name, and he mailed it as Eddie 1967. Don't want to give too much away because it's the final volume, but this is one of those crazy manga. The premise is really cool of Gaunts. If you guys probably don't know.
I've seen the movies.
Have you? Okay, yeah. So the premise is like after you die, you are reborn into this world, and I want to keep it a mystery because some of it is explained and other stuff isn't. And it's like a game. There's this big giant sphere that gives you a mission, you and like 8 other people that have died, and it gives you weapons, and you got to go and kill like ghosts or aliens or like vampires and monsters and stuff like that. And if you die for good, forever, right? And then depending on how many points, if you live the mission and you can build up points, you can buy your life back to go back to the world of the living, or you can get like better weapons, or you can bring back somebody that had died for good and back into the game. So it's pretty wicked. I liked it a lot, and I haven't read this volume. A little bit with more boobs and stuff, but yeah, this is what I'm currently reading too. Shut up. And then there's Batman by
Doug Munch.
Thank you, sir. And Kelly Jones. And I forgot, like I had volume 1, but volume 1, I swear, I could be wrong, but I think volume 1 came out like 3 or 4 years ago. I hadn't read it in so long. I forgot how much he writes to Kelly Jones's art. Like it is like, dark and scary stories and almost really creepy stuff because he plays for his artist. I think it's awesome. I love this stuff.
Oh, I need to get that.
This is post Nightfall, like right after Troika. So let me.
So it's probably good.
Yeah, a couple appearances by the Spectre. Oh man, it's been so good. This is what I've been reading. I'm about 3/4 of the way done, and I've never read some of this stuff. I've read all the stuff in volume 1, but this is around the time that I had stopped collecting comic books. So I am reading this for the first time, and Kelly Jones is one of those artists that he can't do superhero stories unless it's got a dark tone to it, and I think this is the perfect style for his art. I think it's awesome. And if you have not picked it up, you may want to check it out because I think volume 1 is pretty easy to find and pretty cheap. You can find it online pretty cheap, if I'm not mistaken, right, Gabe? I don't think it's one of those out of print books.
I don't think so either right now. No, it's still pretty new. And those creator books don't really seem to disappear too fast.
Yeah, I've always been a big fan of his art, except for those Nightfall covers.
No, I knew that was going to come up. Everyone's got to go. Always got to kick the old Nightfall dog in the gut when it's laying down.
Whoa, calm down. I bought all 3 of them. I'm just saying I didn't appreciate the covers.
Covers are the best part, man, because Joe Kelly is awesome.
No, well, yeah, when like stuff like this is awesome, but drawing like 35 superheroes on the cover like George Perez, not really that awesome.
It works.
So I picked that up. And the last thing I picked up, this is something that I collect with my daughters. This is the final set of the original Garbage Pail Kids cards.
Your girls like that stuff? That's awesome.
Yeah, this is
So cool.
This is series 15, the final set from the original run.
Wait, I'm highlighting you so I can talk. These are the original cards?
Yeah. Well, this is the final set. There were 15 different series, right, when they first came out. And this is the final one before they decided to pull the plug on the series.
Do you have the original, like old school first edition stuff?
We've got the reprints of series 1 and 2, but everything after that we have the originals of. And I forgot, we like putting the puzzles together and things like that. Now they brought the series back in 2003. Like there's all new Garbage Pail Kids series that have come out. So
Rick Nelson, take that back. You need to stop too. Everyone just got to go digging in on those Omnis, those Nightfall Omni covers.
Well, it's justified though. They were pretty terrible.
They're totally awesome.
But yeah, man, this is the stuff that we collect, so it's a lot of fun to put together with them.
It's cool.
But that's it for my hauls. Well, and I got the X-Men Revolution book, which I did an overview of. Did you guys pick that one up?
You told me not to.
I know you asked, should you? And I gave you my fair advice. I said, if you're a true Claremont collector or an X-Men completist, because that is an era that if you're not really familiar with those characters, you could be lost kind of easy. So I gave you my fair advice, and even on my video, I said this is not for new readers. This is definitely just nostalgia.
Justice does everything Omar, or the opposite of what Omar says. Buy this, not going to buy it.
He told me not to get it, so I didn't get
listen.
it.
Yeah, but you didn't listen to the New Mutants collection. He got the Zeb Wells stuff.
Well, I think he got Riley's take on it too. He's like, Ryley, what do you think? And Ryley really liked it, so he was like, well, Ryley, his suggestions are like really important to Jess because he really enjoys how much he how much of the stuff that he gets that Ryley recommends.
Well, it's true,
right?
Yeah. And I have to say, Brendan Donnelly also tipped the scales on it, making me want it too, because he wrote me a private message about all these great magic stories because he knows how much I'm into magic. So shout out to Brendan for alerting me to the Zeb Wells collection since it has magic in it.
Yep. And there is a series called The Black Sun in the X-Men Revolution where the character Magic appears. But it's not Illyana Rasputin because she is dead at that time.
Oh.
So I wasn't going to be like, well, go buy this $100 omnibus because you like the character of Magic.
Well, thank you for that. I appreciate that.
You are welcome. And that is my haul. And that's kind of my reads because those are the 2 books I've been reading.
Well, I read, interestingly, what Gabe just bought. I read
DuckTales?
Shield, Architects of Forever,
and
The Human Machine. I read them in the doctor's office today because I was cooling my heels waiting for my allergy shots, and I started coughing and sneezing after I got them, and they were like, oh, that's not good. And so I had to wait to see the doctor, and fortunately I brought these 2 books along and I polished them off in the doctor's office. So that's what I read, and I love I'm actually not quite done with The Human Machine, but I loved Architects of Forever, and I'm very happy with both of these books so far. I mean, I love the very first one, Architects of Forever, and I'm so glad that this finally came out because I know, as Gabe was saying, it got finished in like 2010 or something, and everybody's been waiting forever for it to finish. So I'm so glad that it came out right in time for my Hickman Readathon.
So with the Hickman Readathon and those Shield hardcovers, is it best to read them in a certain spot during the readathon, or can you just read them whenever?
I am reading these at the very end. I've already read Secret Wars, so I'm kind of done with all the big books, and I'm reading these now. I don't see an issue with reading them at any point.
Okay.
That you want. I didn't. Now I'm not done with Human Machine. I don't know. Maybe it says something about the last days of the Marvel Universe or whatever. But as far as I can tell, Architects of Forever can be read whenever you want. I'll have to finish Human Machine, let you know about that, because I'm only about a third of the way through it.
Yeah, there's some really cool stuff in there, like Reed Richards' dad and like Nick Fury, like being connected, and the whole like first iteration of the Shield. That's
it's so cool.
I'm not usually a fan of retconning, but that kind of stuff, I think it was done so well that I was okay with. And some of that Shield plays out in just a little bit in Secret Wars, so you can read it before Secret Wars.
X-Men has some of the best retcons, though.
No, they did not.
Yeah,
you could shove that trial gambit right up your ass, because I know that's right.
Well, I'm talking about that and that Wolverine having bone claws.
That was okay, but him mutating into an ogre was
that was the best. And he had the bandana and like no nose.
Yeah, I was done. I was like, you have fun, Marvel. I'm out.
No way, man. I'm looking forward to those epic collections when they come out.
Well, the first one's already out because it collects
that goes up to 100. The whole Genesis stuff,
And then the one that was solicited was Volume 2, which I'm really excited about because a lot of those stories, while not the greatest, were pretty solid, like of Wolverine, of his ongoing series. Because it had the Acts of Vengeance crossover, and then it had John Byrne's return to Wolverine. So,
speaking of John Byrne, Wolverine as Pharaoh and getting Elektra talking to him at a campfire to bring him down.
Yeah, you got issues, dude. they're stupid comic books.
No way, no. And then it's all building up to issue 100, where Genesis, who's Cable's son, is supposed to relace his skeleton with adamantium again. And spoilers, it doesn't happen.
Yeah, and that's what makes him into an ogre. Because
body fucks them all up. Yeah.
What? I hate comic book science sometimes. It makes no fucking sense. Sometimes I'm like, oh, this is great. This makes sense. And other times I'm like, this is so freaking stupid.
and spoilers, when Wolverine's body rejects the adamantium, it literally rejects it. Like it shoots it out of his body and it kills Genesis. Yeah, this stuff's awesome. That is so cool.
Jeffrey Roberts, you need to read Secret Wars after Hickvengers 2, because Secret Wars comes directly after Hickvengers 2 and is a complete explanation of Hickman's Avengers Omnibus 2. So you got to read it, Secret Wars after Hickvengers 2, because it explains everything that you don't understand in Hickvengers 2 and is the end of the story until they go off into Weird World or Battle World or whatever all those 40 trade paperbacks are that I'm sure I'm going to get stuck buying now.
Wait, what? What do you mean it explains? Like what? What does it explain?
Secret Wars?
Yeah. No, not. I'm sorry. I thought you were talking about S.H.I.E.L.D.
No. Secret Wars. Jeffrey Roberts asked about Secret Wars when he should read it, and I told him after Avengers 2.
Yeah, that's all that mainline Hickman stuff was totally mapped out to begin with. Like Hickman had a beginning, middle, and end set out. So
now I appreciate that, but I also hated that. Because had I given up halfway through, I'd have been like, this is really stupid and pointless. But I kept chugging through all that stuff, and it pays off better when you read the whole thing like Jess did. But holy shit, there are moments that you just want to quit and question your love of comic books.
That just teaches you the lesson of patience and seeing things through the end, because you get a good payoff.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Same thing with the FF. Same thing with the
I read Uncanny X-Men. Chris Claremont was a master of setting stuff up for 20 years.
You'll never get it.
Okay, not 20 years, but 10 years. He set up like all these things, and I'm like, where the hell's the payoff? Oh, okay, it's Inferno. Oh, Mr. Sin. Got it. Wow.
Yep.
He set that up.
Mutant Massacre, yeah. And then it was Gambit behind it the whole time.
I'm going to fucking stab you. All right. So that's my reads and hauls. What else did you read, Chess?
I finished Hickvengers 2 and then read Secret Wars and then started reading these.
Awesome. You're chugging right along, man.
Yeah, I already read his Ultimates, but I read that earlier in the summer, and I need to reread those to refresh my memory as to the importance of those. So yeah, I think like Thursday, I think I finished off Hick Avengers 2. Then Friday and Saturday, I read Secret Wars, and then yesterday I started these books.
Very nice.
Yeah. So the Hickman readathon has gone as planned.
And I did forget one more thing that I was reading because of you. You suggested reading this for our segment, New Reader, Old Reader. And I forgot that I was rereading that. I started rereading that this weekend, but I put it down when these books came in.
I'm going to be interested in what your new readers think about it.
Yeah, it will be interesting because it's not your straight up, crime kind of comic. And both of them, I think, have just been reading. Maddie's venture off into some of the independent stuff, but at least Amanda has only done like superhero stuff. So it's going to be interesting to see like what they think of something that is outside of that superhero realm. So it was a good suggestion. Fade out.
Nice. Yarny, I'm not sure. I haven't finished the entire second Shield book. But I will have by Wednesday, if you want to tune into Wednesday's show, and I will tell you about the Infinity special issue in the second Shield book. I'll finish that up. Oh, Trigonosis. Shield was way before Avengers. That one shot is all that coincides a bit with Infinity.
I'm going to answer this question and we can get to Gabe's reading. Joseph Kelly's asking, haven't bought anything Marvel in nearly a year. Any suggestions? I have one name for you right now. Donny Cates. Anything that guy has done in the last year, like his Doctor Strange, his Venom that's coming out,
Thanos,
his Thanos, and then that Cosmic Ghost Rider miniseries. Check that guy's stuff out. That's the last thing I think I remember in about a year's time from Marvel that I've actually enjoyed. And all new Wolverine wrapped up.
All new Wolverine.
So if you enjoyed that, you should check out X-Men Red, which is probably the best X-Men series because it features Laura and Gabby in it. So check that series out if you haven't.
Which one?
X-Men Red.
X-Men Red. Okay, cool.
Which it doesn't matter now because I think it's all getting canceled to become Uncanny X-Men, like a weekly Uncanny X-Men series, like the way Avengers did No Surrender. Yeah. So it's got Kelly Thompson on there. I think it does have King, right? If I'm not mistaken. I'll have to look while Gabe talks about his reading, who the creative teams are.
Well, I'll tell you what I read, and that was nothing this week.
You are the worst comic book reader ever. You're a great comic book collector.
Oh, that's the easy part.
Yes.
Cycle Cleveland, check it out. Eleanor and the Egret, specifically because you told me to buy it. So
yeah, you super baited him.
So you super baited me on it. So leave me alone now.
So John Layman is the guy that wrote Chew, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So that stuff was really fun. I really liked that stuff. But he's also the guy that I said wrote one of the worst Batman stories ever. And that was City of Crime. I did not like that book at all. It was like after year one, Detective Comics. That was pretty horrible stuff. And I think Tom Mandrake was on art, if I'm not mistaken. I've got the book over there. But during my Batman readathon, that was one that I was like, man, I can't do this. This is bad. So I had to push myself to finish it.
I don't think I've read it.
Skip it.
Okay.
All right, I'm going to look up who is the team on Uncanny X-Men. Saw my girl Firestar there, so I'm excited about that.
It's Iceman, Beast, Jean Grey, Cyclops.
Hey, share an image. No, they're dead. Cyclops is dead.
Oh, I was talking about the original team.
No, dipshit. The new team. The weekly. I'm excited. I'm excited. We get Uncanny back. Part of me wants to be like, it's Uncanny X-Men. Okay, so it's Ed Brisson, Kelly Thompson, and Matthew Rosenberg are the creative team behind it. And then you have Mahmoud Asrar, R.B. Silva, Perry Perez. Perry Perez? That's an awesome name. Yildiray Sinar. Man, I'm butchering these names. So I'm excited. It's got some characters that I like to see. Like I said, Firestar. I have no idea when the hell Banshee came back from the dead. What the fuck? Multiple Man. Right, like that guy was gonna stay dead. Multiple Man, really?
Yeah, how many times has they killed him off and be like, oh, that was just a dupe?
Well, he came back in his mini, which is stupid. Which actually I was kind of disappointed in his mini. So
not good?
I was not digging it. Then we have Shatterstar. It looks like Longshot. So yeah, interesting team. It looks like non-Asian Psylocke, so they're going back to that. Now, you guys, I know Jess doesn't give a shit about that. Or probably doesn't really know.
No, Jess is all about the Asian women.
I am about Asian Psylocke.
Okay, well, let's talk about this real quick, and then we can move on. So this has become a thing, right, where they are either bringing back Revenge and getting rid of Asian Psylocke to bring back the original purple-haired British Psylocke, right? Because it was insensitive at the time that it was, at the time the comic books were being produced, this is when Jim Lee just wanted to sell, like, recreate her as an Asian ninja, and now they're taking it back. How do you feel about that, Gabe? You were collecting comics back then, right? When those issues of Acts of Vengeance came out, where she was the assassin of the hand. How do you feel about them, or what do you think about them going back and saying, well, now she's going to be the original British Psylocke?
Gabe.
I'm fine.
Damn, I'm making Gabe think. He's like
smoke coming out of his ears.
He's like, who do I want to offend? The Asian women or the British chicks?
Yeah. No,
So
I mean, I'm okay with that. I don't think it matters. I mean, it's because if anybody gets upset with them changing Psylocke from Asian to white or whatever, British, or whatever you want to call it, I don't think that's a bad thing because that was already kind of pre-established in her history already.
Yeah, I think so too. Like, to me, it's not a race thing. It's more of a, how do I put it, a badass thing. I prefer assassin Psylocke, a badass ass-kicking Psylocke. Just like I prefer a metal wing blue-skinned Archangel
Racist.
over Angel.
Racist.
Yeah, totally. Against dead people. Anyway, that's what I prefer.
But you don't like them as the
pussified, like, angel with wings? No.
Yeah, like the one in Wolverine and the X-Men where he was kind of like this hippie, like didn't have any memory kind of stuff.
Oh, but that was after Remender's run, though.
Right.
The Apocalypse storyline. No, I've always been a big fan of the blue skinned and metal wings.
Yeah, me too. I mean, that's just.
So
that's been his character longer than he was like the winged. Not that's kind of incorrect. He's the winged since the '60s. But I just think that character version of him was just so iconic.
Well, and then the whole Psylocke thing doesn't make any sense because I know this is going to be a stupid ass statement, but the real Psylocke, the real Psylocke's body died in X-Men. Like Fabian Nicieza killed her off, and she died of the legacy virus. And then it wasn't until what's his name, Matt, writer of Hawkeye and the Casanova. Matt Fraction brought him back in Uncanny X-Men. Like, brought her back like with no explanation other than I got better.
Yeah, they're always messing around with her body. I mean, that sounds dirty, but I guess even if she had that tattoo on her face and she was like living in the shadows and she had a really cool miniseries for a little bit.
And that got retconned after she came back, because she came back from the dead after she got killed off in the Extreme X-Men. And I remember Chris Claremont wanted to bring her back earlier, and Joe Quesada was like, "Nope, dead means dead. You killed her in the Extreme X-Men too. She stays dead." And then later on, he was like, "Okay, maybe dead means a little dead. You can bring her back."
We can bring back a little dead.
Fucking comic books. All right.
That's what's so cool about it.
That's all I had to say about that. I just wanted to know. I wanted to know what your guys' thoughts were.
Yeah, they did it to her before. I mean, if they would have did it now and it was never like pre-established that she was once a different body, then it seemed kind of weird. But it's kind of pre-established in her origin.
All I know is she was hot in the Apocalypse movie.
Oh, with their fupa.
Oh, That actress is blazing hot.
Dude, they gave her like 4 lines.
You call Olivia Munn an actress?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, she's pretty to look at. That's about it.
That's my favorite thing in that movie is when Apocalypse is changing everybody. He gave everybody like badass superpowers and armor and stuff like that, and they gave Psylocke a bikini.
Yeah, watch the scene when they go to the the concentration camp. She takes you completely out of that movie by looking like she's trying to dig a wedgie out of her ass the entire time in the background.
I think she had a front wedgie and everything. Poor girl.
But anyway, that's all I had to say about that. What do you guys want to talk about now? You want to take it to the chat for a little bit?
Do you want to do previews and see if Batman 66 is on there?
True. Yeah, let's do that. Or, Transformers UK Volume 6, which I've been waiting on that damn book for 3 years. It's not coming. You got this, Gabe?
I got it. Give me a second. I got to do this thing. Close down all the naughty bits. All right, let's take a look at this week's previews. So this is all the fun stuff coming out this week. You'll be able to get first dibs on it. Tuesday, noontime Pacific time is when In-Stock Trades updates with all the weekly releases. So here an image. Nothing super spectacular. I mean, hardcover-wise, but you do get Volume 8. Jesus Christ, I didn't know East to West was going this long already. It's already at 38 issues.
I know that Jess does our jingle for In-Stock Trades, but he must not check their website because Batman 66 came out last week, guys.
No, it did not.
What? Yeah, look at their website, man. I just looked.
What?
Yeah, Batman 66 is on sale 50% off.
Nope. It's not on. I mean, it's not on previews. I'm looking at last week now.
Well, keep in mind though that the previews don't have everything. Sometimes the delayed stuff.
Yes, they do. That's where comic books come from.
You're right.
No, I'm serious because previews didn't have Batman 66 because it was delayed. That's why they didn't have it, and that's why Jess didn't think it was on there.
Oh, I didn't know it came out last week. That's weird. And there's
But again, well, it's still 50% off, dude.
I better order it tonight.
Do it now while you're still on the show.
I think I was on the wrong week. Fuck.
Well, that's good. I'm just goofing around right now.
OmniBros, where you can trust us with the previews that are coming out.
There you go. I was on the right week.
Released.
Jesus Christ. We had one job, and that was to let people know what's coming out every week.
Oh, my goodness.
Well, to be fair, we haven't gotten the email recently, so.
That Rose book is supposed to be good, though.
That's Matthew Rosenberg, right? No, David Finch? Meredith Finch? I think Meredith Finch writes this, right? Yeah, Meredith Finch.
I read somebody that said, I read somebody was recommending it and said it was really good.
All right, so Dark Horse, looks like the coolest thing coming from Dark Horse this week is Hellboy.
I like that we were making fun of the Batman 66 books, and now Jess is like, oh, I better buy that right now. It was a fun book. I really liked it.
Yeah. For people who aren't a part of the pre-show, we were talking about how we were surprised people were so excited for Batman 66.
Yeah. I'm surprised this many people wanted it. I can't imagine that many people enjoying the hokey Batman series from the 60s.
All right, so let's keep going on here. So IDW, Back to the Future, ROM, Lost Light. Lost Light stuff's been dragging from what I've read.
Well, it's about to end, man.
Yeah,
it's all wrapping up in the Unicron War. Yeah.
The Unicron series is pretty badass too. I'm enjoying it.
What I'm waiting for is that ROM. Like now that they have the rights to ROM, I want some of those Marvel classic ROM books, but they haven't announced anything yet. Move on down, because I'm going to complain about Batman, the Cape Crusader, my friend. Click on it. So I am a big fan of this, right? I am a big fan of DC doing these books. They're doing 2 series. They're doing the Cape Crusader and then the Dark Knight, if I'm not mistaken, is what the other series is called. This is post-Crisis on Infinite Earths.
Was it?
So, yeah. So this is post-Crisis on Infinite Earths, right? The very first post-Crisis. But not really. Because This is volume 1, but you need another trade paperback before this. You need second chances, right? But if you look at the solicitations right here, it says 417 through 425, and then 430 to 431. So in the first volume of The Dark Knight, what's missing is year 2, which I guess, okay, I'll give you that. Year 2, sure, that's missing. But this is missing one of the best stories in Batman's history, I thought, by Jim Starlin.
Nightfall's in here?
Fucking moron. No, Death in the Family, dude.
Oh, no, that is one of the best ones. I agree.
So it's missing that. And I have no idea why that's not in this collection.
I don't know why that thing doesn't have like its, or does it? That deserves its own hardcover, like oversized hardcover.
Well, it does. It has a collection with that and Lonely Place of Dying.
Oh,
but
right.
if we're supposed to have these things in collected editions like this, I got excited and I'm like, okay, cool. Now I can have everything in one reading. Damn. I mean, we live in an age of fucking Netflix where the next episode is one click away. God damn, the next comic book better be a flip away. I don't want to get up and go get it out of my shelf. I'm getting that old.
Normally, you don't have to click on Netflix. You usually just plays it.
No, I know. But then every once in a while, like, Netflix likes to insult you. Are you sure you still want to watch? You've been watching Netflix for 13 hours.
Are you still there?
Fuck yeah, I want to watch the next episode. I don't have a life.
Just keep going.
So anyway, that's my gripe for this.
My gripe is the Todd McFarlane cover. That's really weird.
That's from year 2, isn't it? Oh, no,
Yeah.
no. Not year 2. It's one of the covers that he did, and then he also used it in Spawn. Like he did.
Well, here's what's weird is, so here's Batman, right? He's holding a girl with one hand.
I know you are not trying to break down. I know you are not trying to break down.
Like, what's this up here? Is he like lifting his leg in the air? Is he doing like some kind of like showgirl high kick up here? Is that what this is?
Yeah, people. Yeah, it's like hyper exaggerated art, man. It's comic books.
Awesome.
I love it.
All right. So let's see what else we got going on here.
Because there's a big omnibus that comes out this week that a lot of people are excited for.
Yeah, I know a lot of people have been pinching their nipples over Seven Soldiers, right?
Astro City.
Yes, Jess, one of the few people that still collect Astro City in hardcover.
I've never read a single Astro City
my God, it's so great. God, I love Astro City.
It's a great series.
Nothing about it at all.
The problem with Astro City is that some of those trade paperbacks and hardcovers are out of print. The damn series has been out for over 20 years, and DC cannot give us a good format of these in collected edition.
We should talk to Kurt Busiek about that.
We should. I'm gonna hit him up. All right. So then we have Harley Quinn trade paperback, which is, I think I skipped for both of all.
You're talking about some of the best things ever. I think I'm gonna have to go with one more thing on this list. This is one of the best things ever, and that's Scout. This is the trade. They do have hardcovers out. I'm not sure the hardcovers are out of print. I'm assuming they're out of print since they went.
2 is out of print, I know.
But Scout is one of the best, just crime noir, just dirty, gritty stories. It's by Jason Aaron. It's about an Indian reservation and a corrupt casino that kind of runs the tribe. This is a fantastic. I can't give this series enough praise ever. This is a beautiful, wonderful, wonderful book. It's fucked up though. Totally fucked up.
I am not a big a fan of Scalp as these guys are, so I would suggest the Jeff Johns JSA. By far my favorite thing that Jeff Johns ever wrote, his JSA run. It's epic. It's epic in epic proportions.
Tell us about Seven Soldiers. I know nothing about it.
You don't know anything about it? This is Grant Morrison's baby.
Usually I see Grant Morrison, I kind of whistle and look the other way, kind of like
so click on it.
Like a bum in the parking lot trying to wash my windows. I just kind of just
click on it. Okay. So one of my favorite things about this is the way that he brought back. So Seven Soldiers was an old series, right? But he brought back some of these characters. And Jess, have you read any of this?
Yeah, I read the 2 standard size hardcovers.
Okay. I love this series, and normally with Morrison, it's hit or miss, right? Sometimes I'm like, oh shit, Morrison is way too smart, way smarter than I am. What am I doing reading this? But with this, I was like, oh my God, this is awesome. And the way that the hardcovers were actually, it was like a Jonathan Hickman book, dude. the way that they did it. They instead of doing like Shining Knight 1 through 4, they put the issues in the order that they should be read, and it is wonderful because sometimes the characters interact with each other, and then by the end of the series, they're a team. By the end of Seven Soldiers 1, they come together, and it is fucking fabulous. I love this. And I remember at one time it was rumored that this was supposed to be the first post year 1 book after Infinite Crisis, but they kind of shot those rumors down because Morrison didn't stick around after that. But I love these characters, and I just recently somebody posted a picture that they're back somewhere in a comic book, so I need to go and find that because and the artwork. Oh my god, the artwork! This is what made me a fan. I know everybody probably since Prometheus probably what made him a fan of J.H. Williams, but this is the book that made me a fan of his, because in this book he could mimic anybody's art style. It is insane. Like, because you have several artists on the book, right? You have Freddie Williams Jr., you have Doug Mankey, Cameron Stewart, and the guy, when he draws issue 0, like he was able to mimic everybody's style. It is so awesome. So this is one of those books that I'm like, oh man, should I get it? I already own the hardcovers. Shit.
You know you're gonna do it. Double dip.
Man, I haven't. Gotham Central is one of my favorite books, and I still haven't double dipped yet. I'm waiting. Maybe I'll find it on sale.
Oh,
all right.
You don't have the omnibus for Gotham Central?
No, believe it or not, I still have my hardcovers.
Wow, I remember when those hardcovers were going out of print randomly, like it was like volume 2 and volume 4 or something like that. I just gave up, and then luckily I decided to give up because then the omnibus came out.
But for that price though, that's a good price. 50% off.
For 7 soldiers, yeah, that's going to be like $45.
Yeah, that's a bargain.
Yeah. Did you say 45? No, maybe like 36, probably, if that.
Plus tax and shipping.
Unless you do $50.
Word.
All right, let's keep going. What's next?
What's next? All right, so that's it for DC. Marvel's got a couple of epic collections, it looks like. The Bendis Guardians of the Galaxy. Old Man Hawkeye already is getting the first trade is out.
Damn, I just thought that came out.
Yeah, seriously.
Well, you said Bendis, the last volume of Guardians of the Galaxy?
Yeah, volume 5. I think this is the end of it, right?
Yeah, so
This is going to meet up with Thanos.
Okay, so if you have the Omnibus, you just need to pick up Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 4 and 5 by Bendis, and you'll have the complete thing in oversized hardcover collection.
This Dan Slott Thing series is really good, too.
Yes, it is. So that's an older series, right? Like came back in the
it's like
early aughts.
Early 2000s, 2005, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought. It's a good series.
Nothing
Is
else.
it something I should get?
I think you would like it.
Yeah, it's fun. It's a good, fun book. You would dig it.
Okay. Sold.
Awesome. That's what we do.
What? Hey, don't scroll by Betty Page so fast. But yeah, right there. Let's see that.
The only thing good about it is probably the Michael Linzer cover art here.
Yeah, you might be right.
Yeah.
Did you read her comic books? I didn't even know she had comics.
I didn't know people still cared about Betty Page.
Hello,
I
Jess.
do.
Yeah, just
that can't surprise anyone.
She's really not that attractive.
Oh my God! Shut your whore mouth.
Hold on, not anymore. Calm down, guys. She's gone, right? Or she's still around?
No, she's gone.
So Boom's got Adventure Time. What else is here in the weird manga section? Anything?
You're so open-minded, Gabe. That's my favorite thing about you.
Yeah. I'm glad you appreciate my attributes.
Yep. Or lack thereof.
How about here? Undocumented. I wonder if that's probably some weird thing. Never mind. Anyway, so that's it for this week. So check it out. InStockTrades.com, Tuesday afternoon. Free shipping in the U.S.
Usually about 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time is when their website is updated.
3.
Nothing for me this week, I think. Yeah.
3 p.m.
Nothing for me this week. I got some things that I forgot to buy over the last, this year. Like, Why the Last Man Volume 3 Absolute. So I'll probably end up getting that this week. And I really, really want to get Let me ask you guys. Let me stop this preview real quick. Do you guys have that Michelini, Eric Larson Spider-Man omnibus? Do you guys have that?
Yeah.
Do you have that, Omar? Omar said yes. Jess, do you have that?
Say it again. The Larson one?
The Larson Michelini Spider-Man.
I don't think so.
Okay, because I'm going to pick that up too, because, Eric Larson and stuff.
Yeah, the man redefined Venom.
I think that would be just a fun thing to be able to read and then discuss, if you know what I'm saying.
I sure do.
Are you keeping that a secret?
For now.
Okay, cool.
So, how do you not own that, Jess? Do you have the Todd McFarlane Spider-Man one?
No, I don't have either of those. I didn't.
Did you enter our contest, Jess? You could be a winner.
I didn't appreciate Todd McFarlane's writing on Spider-Man, so I passed on that. Although I think he's a great artist, I just
no, not that one.
The Michelini.
Yeah,
I do own that one.
That's a solid one.
Yeah. I like his writing, but the reason I didn't like the Larson one was it was just Larson art, and it was kind of choppy the way they set it up. Right? It was just the Larson art issues, but some of the stories were broken up.
Oh, what happened was, okay, so that one collects just Larson, but it goes all the way into his final issue, which is I think the Doctor Doom issue 350, right, Gabe? And then it goes into the Spider-Man, the adjectiveless Spider-Man, which right after Todd McFarlane took off, he came in and did. So it collects like Spider-Man 15, because Todd McFarlane's was Spider-Man 16 was the last issue he did. And then he did the Revenge of the Sinister Six storyline, which is like 18 through 25, 26. Then a couple of other little like Marvel Comics Presents stories are in there. So that's the only thing that's disjointed. But everything else is literally picks up right after Michelini McFarlane's omnibus.
It's cool because Eric Larson followed Todd McFarlane 2 times on Spider-Man.
Yeah.
So you think that's a book I should own?
I think what we got going on, I think it'd be a good buy. I'm going to buy it just because of I think it's something cool for us to read later down the line.
I think it's I like that story. That's my Age of Spider-Man though. And it's funny because I know I love to get to set the record straight to see if this is true, but I've always heard a rumor that he hated the character of Venom so much, and that's why he made him look so stupid and ridiculous with like his eyes and his long tongue with the green slime coming out of it. He was like, he thought the idea of a costume as a villain was such a stupid idea, but then fans ended up loving that look of Venom, and it kind of stuck when Mark Bagley took over the book.
He also created a Cardiac, which is a cool character.
Yep.
Okay, I will highly consider it.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to pick that up. I have the Michelini McFarlane one too. That's a great omnibus. That's just a great. That's a really, really fun run. Just the McFarlane like covers on those issues are fantastic. That's probably some of his best work, I think, is on that Spider-Man run.
Yeah, I like that book. I remember reading that in singles.
All right, so what do we want to talk about? You want to take some questions? You want to talk about out-of-print books?
I'm going to let you gentlemen do the questions. I got to bounce for right now. You guys, thank you for watching, and you can watch me on my show near mid-condition. We have a show tomorrow live at 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Call Old Reader, New Readers. We're going to talk about this gem right here. The Fade Out by Brubaker and Sean Phillips, suggested by the wonderful Omnidog himself.
We need to do a Brubaker episode and just talk about Brubaker books.
That's a good idea.
Have you read any bad Brubaker? So we can talk about that. Okay, so I will catch up with you guys on Thursday.
The answer is no.
Maybe. The answer is maybe. Gabe, I will holler at you, and I will see you next Monday. Y'all be good.
Right on, man. Thanks for joining us.
Of course.
Take care of those crabs. All right, Jess, it's me and you now. Now we can actually get the show started.
Okay, good.
So, real quick, somebody in the chat, what did they ask? Who was that guy's name? Damn it. It was up here a little bit. he was asking, where is it? Where is it? There's a good question because we talked about it before. Basically, somebody asked, when are we going to do our shelf, like our Show Us Your Shelves episode? Where we look at our shelves and then we can ask members of the community and members in the, our viewers to send in like pictures of their shelves, and we can talk about what kind of cool stuff they have. So if anybody wants to do that at any time, this doesn't have to be. It's Adam Knapp asked, when will the Show Your Shelf show? Blah, that's really hard to say. Show Your Shelf show.
Keep trying.
That's a tongue twister, bro.
Show your shelf.
Show your shelf. Sure. Sally shells, she shells down by the seashore. So, anyways, anytime, if anybody just at gmail.com, send us pictures of your shelves. You can even send us a video if you want, to showing us your shelves, talking about your shelves and whatnot, your collection. And we're not here to like critique your shelves and be like, oh man, this guy's got really bad layout or anything like that. It's just cool to see what other people have on their shelves, what they like. I even thought about just doing like, how would you cultivate your shelves? Like, what is the cream of your collection? So, show yourself tour. That sounds disgusting. No. But yeah, so OmniBrosLive at gmail.com. Our email's down in the description. Send us a video of your shelves, not of yourself or anything else. And, we could always go through that and check out your collection.
Oh, my God. That's a great idea Tyler Trent just came up with. Jess and Gabe need to sing happy birthday to Cameron right now. It's his birthday today.
What? Nobody told us it was his birthday.
Well, Tyler Trent just did.
Well, yeah, but, I would think. I'm glad Tyler did, but I'm surprised IST didn't tell us, or a bigger deal.
Well, let's sing happy birthday to him.
Yeah, go for it, Jess. I'm going to sit here and listen.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Cameron. Happy birthday to you.
Thank you for everything. Yeah. Awesome, man. For Ryley, you can go meet yourself.
Yeah. Thank you very little. All it was just a happy birthday to our sponsor.
Hey, how about I time you out? That'll help. I'm gonna do that. Yeah, a lot of people seem to like the idea of room tours. I think that'd be cool if we all did that.
I think that'd be great.
I'm thinking about, would it be a live show, or should just everybody, me, you, Omar, everybody, even the fangirls, just submit like pre-recorded videos to the channel or something?
Yeah,
like
sure.
So,
whatever you guys think is best. That's fine with me.
Or maybe we could all just do it, take a week, like 1 week I do it, next week you do it, something like that. But oh man, I should have jumped out of a cake. That's a great idea.
Gabe the babe.
That's right. You look all this frosting off of me.
Okay. We crossed the line.
Dave Case is pre-recorded full tours. My dad did full tours in Vietnam. No. So let's talk about out of print books. Or even anybody even has questions they want us to answer. Not even just the guys in the chat, but feel free to comment down below. Send us emails. I mean, whatever gets you guys interacting with us. For the people who watch this on the rewatch, always feel free to send us questions. Leave them down in the chat. We'll answer them on the next show, that kind of stuff.
I was surprised. Speaking of out-of-print books, I was surprised that Amazing Spider-Man 2 Omnibus is back out of print again after being out of print for a while. And Classic Avengers 1 and 2 are both out of print as Omnis.
Oh, the Stan Lee Kirby stuff? Yeah.
Yeah. And not Great Lakes. West Coast Avengers 2 is also out of print.
Oh, Omar had a list he was going to talk about. He would have helped, but whatever.
Jake, no, I'm not mad at you. I was just surprised at you that you didn't get a good reaction from those creators, because those creators you named in your comment were 100% sweethearts to us. Josh Williamson, Scott Snyder, Capullo, and Tom King all went out of their way to be so nice to Fariha and I. And then we showed up on our own again to see him alone, and they could not have been any nicer. I'm just surprised that you had a bad experience with them. I'm sorry you did, but they were great to us twice at both Awesome Cons here in the district. Those 4 guys were princes, absolute princes of guys.
Forger really had a bad experience with them?
He accused them of they weren't mean, just totally MIA, left many people hanging and waiting for hours. I know they do have, especially Tom King and Scott Snyder and Capullo definitely have a set schedule where they'll show up for 2 hours or whatever it is, and the line starts forming because everybody wants their signatures, and they show up when their appointed time is. They're so popular, they're not going to show up for 8 hours or anything. They're not going to stay the whole time. I don't know.
Unless they come to Torpedo Comics and do a 10-hour signing session, which
is what they've done before at my comic shop, which is
Third Eye.
Third Eye. Yeah, Scott Snyder stayed for 8 hours and signed every single person that was in line at Third Eye, and I have had no problem with those guys whatsoever. I get what you're saying about they're having a set time, and the line's actually so long and go so slow because they spend so much time with each fan, talking with them and signing and being just good guys. But I now that you were talking about how they were missing an action, they just have a lot of really popular artists have set times like that.
Well, I mean, if this is at a convention setting, I mean, I don't know the story. I'm not here to defend anybody, but I know, like at conventions, they might have a set signing time, but then other things happen at the same time as well. I know I've seen a lot of people cancel signings at conventions just because they had a business meeting at the same time. Especially like at San Diego Comic-Con. Like San Diego Comic-Con isn't just a convention where they go meet and greet people. It's also like a business trip. So a lot of times, like, work gets in the way of their signings. I don't know what happened. I'm not here to defend anybody or anything like that. But I've hung out with Greg Capullo and Scott Snyder at the store. I drank with them at the store. They're super nice guys. Tom King is super appreciative. Like I felt like I owed him because he was so appreciative of me being a fan. Like, it's one of those types of situations. Same with Snyder. Super appreciative. Very, very much a thank you. You know, he really appreciates people reading his stuff. But, you know, if something happened like that, that sucks, man. I never like to hear anybody get a bad experience from comic creators because, honestly, outside of this little circle, comic creators are fucking nobody outside of, you know, comic book stores and conventions and stuff like that. So usually they're super nice guys, but see what happens.
Yeah. Okay.
But what else? So there's some more recent out of print stuff.
Yeah, those books were out of print that I named. West Coast Avengers 2 is out of print now. Let's see.
Somebody keeps asking if I mean it's almost every show, but if we think Hickman's FF is going to get reprinted. I'm not sure if they're going to reprint the Omnibus, but they do have complete collections coming out in the next couple of weeks. Sometime I think it's this month. I think it's in August. That'd probably be your best bet to really get that story. I mean, whether it's going to get reprinted as Omnibus or not, who knows? I wouldn't wait for it because you don't want these complete collections to go out of print either, and then you miss that experience reading those stories again. So when those complete collections come out, just jump on them immediately.
Yeah, I agree with that. You need to read those stories.
It's getting dark in my room. Give me a second.
Omnipool, says Justin Gay, Batman by Grant Morrison is sold out on IST. That book is selling like crazy. You guys think that book could also be out of print sometime soon? I think Ryley and I had a chat with Emily maybe a few days ago, 5 or 6 days ago, or last week, and she just said it just keeps coming in and out, that it's not out of print. They just sell out of it as soon as they get stock of it. So if you see it come in at IST, I think it's still on for sale at Amazon, but if you see it at IST, you should grab it because it definitely sells out whenever Diamond refills it. And Gabe would have a better idea than I would of what the stock is like on Diamond.
I would have to look, but this is like one of the only times I think I've seen IST put a limit on how many you can buy at a time. They never giving everybody a one book limit. So that's different. But yeah, I mean, it's Grant Morrison. I mean, that's a run that everybody really enjoys and loves, and a lot of people have been waiting for that to come out. And plus, like, all the other stuff is really hard to find. Like the RIP stuff is out of print. That hardcover was going for a lot of money at one point. Things like that. So I think it's a very sought after book. So jump on it next time you see it.
Yeah, totally jump on it. Joseph Kelly asks, best DC Rebirth Deluxe series. Batman's
great. I want to get I've gotten the second oversized hardcover yet, but I really want to get it because I was listening to an interview with Tom King recently where he said, because the whole thing that happened with Batman 50 and the wedding and how Bane is kind of behind it all, that if you go back and reread all of his series, knowing what you know now about Bane, there's a lot of hints and stuff like that hidden in the story. So I think it'd be kind of cool to go back and read that over again.
Okay, I'll reread issue 50, and then I know I have, once I get done with my Hickman-a-thon, I have so much Rebirth to catch up on. That's what I'm going to be doing. And Batman 2 Deluxe is one of them. Along with Action, Superman, Harley Quinn.
Yeah, that Superman stuff is really good, the action and regular Superman.
Yeah, Nightwing I still have to catch up on.
Super Sons has an omnibus coming out, which was completely off my radar. I didn't know that was going to happen. I didn't expect that to happen. But that's definitely a day one buy for me too. That Super Sons. Super
Sons is great. Detective's also great.
I love Detective. Yeah.
James Tynion. I forget who's taken over for him, but James Tynion's run is awesome.
Yeah, that's great. That was great stuff. Man, if you're a fan of Spoiler or Tim Drake, you have to read that Detective run. It's fantastic. Yeah, it's one of the best things out there for that.
It's the best Batwoman book out there.
That's true too. Yeah, speaking of Batwoman, yeah, I forgot. Isn't there a has it came out yet? Didn't they do an oversized hardcover of that J.H. Williams Greg Rucka series for Batwoman?
I'm not tuned into that because I had that bound custom. I did a custom bind of that run.
Okay.
So I did not. I have not tuned into a reprint of it.
I have the original hardcover from that series, but I don't think it's the complete run.
It's not. No, yeah. It's just that story.
Yeah, because I have that, and it's signed by J.H. Williams. I think it's signed by Greg Rucka too.
Ooh, but nice.
If there's a complete like oversized hardcover, I'll have to double dip. It'd be one more thing for a double dip episode, but I need that book.
Double dip.
If they did that book deserves because of the artwork.
And it's a great story.
And construction of the artwork. It should be an absolute. I wish they would do an absolute of that. Maybe not with her, the controversy and the headlines they're getting with Batwoman now because of Ruby Rose and her showing up on the CW show. Maybe maybe there's a chance for a Batwoman absolute.
That would be cool. Yeah, that artwork definitely does deserve an absolute.
Exactly.
Omnipol, I was wondering that too, if they'll take out the Rebirth banner. I think they will take out the word Rebirth, but I hope they keep the same trade dress because I love how they all conform. They look great together.
What was that question up here? Damn it. I need to start paying attention to these questions because there's some good ones, and then we start talking about something else, and I totally forget. Because I want to give who asked that question a shout out because it was a cool question. Somebody asked, I don't know who it was, but I remember the question. What's your pet peeve about comic book collecting?
What's my pet peeve about comic book collecting? Am I only allowed one thing?
No. I'm not going to restrict you. You're the Omnidog.
Let's see, about comic book collecting.
Oh, it's Taylor Brown asked, what is your biggest pet peeve as a comic collector?
Let's see. I wish that there are certain runs that haven't been collected or have been collected and been let to go out of print and not reprinted. So I would say uncollected editions or uncollected runs probably is my top number one peeve, and I can't come up with it. Oh shoot! I know that I feel like there's more Ostrander stuff that needs to be collected. I know there's a few issues left in Suicide Squad that haven't been collected. Spectre. Oh, never mind. Number one pet peeve: starting something in oversized hardcover and then dropping it, or in any collected form and then dropping it, like with Starman or freaking Unwritten, which I've got beautiful oversized hardcover volume 1.
Oh yeah, that's
sitting
terrible.
by itself because they canceled the line. That it was okay. There's my number one pet peeve.
Yeah, man, that really tossed your cookies, huh?
Yeah, Sandman Mystery Theater being canceled twice, Ostrander Spectre and Martian Manhunter. Yep, I totally agree with that.
My pet peeve, I kind of like the idea you were saying, like stuff not being collected that like it should be. Like there's weird ass collections that they put out, but yet they don't put out like volume 4 of X-Men or volume 4 of Spider-Man.
Right, yeah, that's a good point.
Or leaving. It's not their fault, I guess, but letting things go out of print and stay out of print, where they become super big ticket items, like those Silver Age Marvel Omnibus, like X-Men Volume 1. That's like $1,000 book sometimes on eBay. Things like that.
I agree with that.
Like, how is that
essential
stuff not
reading.
evergreen? Yeah, that stuff should be evergreen. That should always be in print. That should be. Put some chapstick on. Big lips and dry weather don't mix. That should be like DC's Watchmen, where it's always in print. It's always in cycle. I mean, like Spider-Man's gone out of print multiple times, but they keep, like we said earlier, Volume 2 is out of print. But that stuff always goes back. That stuff's always in circulation. But the hardcore original stuff, like Hulk, Avengers is out of print now. Thor, stuff like that, they're $800 books these days. It's crazy.
Just the trade dress for the newer DC trades are the same as Rebirth, except the top isn't striped but one color. Okay, I can live with that.
And I don't care about spine designs. I don't care if they match or not. That doesn't bother me.
Well, then you're a candidate for Astro City because all mine have about 7 different spine designs.
Yeah, but I agree with you. I hate it where it's not the same size, where it's like an oversized hardcover and then a regular size hardcover. Like the way DC put out Metal. You have Metal, you have the Metal hardcover, which is like the 6-issue Metal series. You have the character one-shot hardcover. That's all the one-shots, like Red Death and Batman Who Laughs and all that stuff's also in an oversized hardcover. No, I'm sorry. That's a regular size hardcover, if I remember correctly. And then the Resistance, Dark Knight's Metal Resistance, is a trade paperback. So there's 3 different formats in that Metal series. I mean, we know there's an omnibus coming out. I think Greg Capullo, Scott Snyder let it slip. But still, they released it that way, like back to back to back. Those books came out like 1 week of one another, and they were all just all over the place on the sizes. That bothers me. That sucks. But.
Yeah,
It doesn't bother me enough, or I won't read it. It doesn't bother me that much, or I won't read it. But it's just weird.
It bothers me on New 52 Justice League, where there's like the first part's an absolute, the middle part's not collected, and then Darkseid Saga's an omnibus. What's that about? That bothers me.
Yeah.
I just kept the standard size hardcovers because at least they conform. But I mean, make them all absolutes or make them all omnibuses, but don't throw a bunch of darts at the dartboard and see what sticks. I mean, that's just I don't understand that decision at all. And not collect the middle part.
Right. Yeah. That entire New 52 Justice League hasn't completely been collected.
Mm.
Yeah. That's another thing that doesn't make sense. You have the last part, which is Darkseid War. You have the beginning part with the absolute, and like one or two like hardcovers in the middle, but the rest of it's gone. Or not gone, but just isn't out there. There's no collected edition of it at all. Same with the Ultimate Spider-Man. You have the first volume's an omnibus, and then it's a bunch of oversized hardcovers, and then the last volume, Death of Spider-Man's an omnibus.
Which some are incredibly hard to find, like 8 and 11.
Yep.
Let's see. Well, here's some more negativity. What is the worst run that you have ever read from DC or Marvel?
Worst run? I don't know, because if it's really that bad, I don't think I would have read the entire run of it. But
it's easy for me.
What's that?
Batman Odyssey. I read that in floppies, and what a disappointment that book was. I was so excited for Neil Adams' art, and then I don't think I had ever been exposed to Neil Adams' writing. Holy guacamole, was that just a trash heap of a big trash fire heap of garbage writing. Wow, that was disappointing. I'm not going to say I hated it, but I was really disappointed in it.
I really didn't like Matt Fraction's Fantastic Four run. That was pretty terrible. Where they,
I've heard that.
Where the Fantastic Four and the kids basically take like a family vacation and disappear into time. Like they go take a family vacation in time, but it was only supposed to be like 5 seconds our time, but like a year in their time. So that's when they set up the FF, which was like Ant-Man and Medusa and all that stuff, to just watch over the world for 5 seconds. Well, something crazy wonky happens, and that 5 seconds turns into forever, like a very, very long time. But just that whole time, like they go back and they meet Julius Caesar, but Julius Caesar was like a Martian or an alien.
What?
Yeah. And Matt Fraction leaves his run, like in the last like 4 or 5 issues, he leaves. That's when he goes to Image and starts doing his creator-own stuff. So Carl Kessel had to take over Fantastic Four, and Mike Allred's brother, I forgot his name, had to take over FF. Just stuff like that. That's super annoying. But yeah, I didn't like that at all. But I do have the omnibus. That's like that problem.
Because you love the Fantastic Four.
Yeah, I do love the Fantastic Four. I don't know. I can't really think of much else because usually the bad stuff I end up stopping and kind of forgetting and rewriting in my memory with something better.
Yeah. Also, I was not a fan of the Kevin Smith Batman. That's what I dumped root beer on, Jake, was Kevin Smith's Batman.
What else was it? There was something I was thinking about. That was too. But yeah, I mean, I try to stay away.
Yeah. That's why I try to get so many opinions on what I should buy from people like you guys.
Cool. What else we got going on?
I just read Priest's last Quantum and Woody hardcover. Horrible, unreadable.
Wow.
I wasn't a big fan of Superman for Tomorrow. I only kept it for the art. Yeah, that's a book that a lot of people have said that exact same thing. Jess, did you ever pick up Wade's Empire? I believe I have it. Yes, I have it. I picked it up a while ago. Is that something I should read right away? Like before Rebirth? Because I'm open to all suggestions once I get done with the Hickmanathon. So, yeah, except I promised Trigonosis I was going to read Sidekick, Paul Jenkins' Sidekick. So I got to read that first.
Oh yeah, speaking of books that had different formats, New 52 Batgirl, the second, I don't know if you want to call it the second volume or the second half, where she was Burnside Batgirl. That first volume was a hardcover. I loved it, and then everything afterwards was a trade. I was like, God damn it.
Oh yeah, that's right. I'm looking right at it. Just one hardcover. I forgot about that.
That was a great. I loved that Burnside Batgirl stuff. It was really, really entertaining.
Yes, I will read Superman Exile, Yarne. I will. I'm going to start a huge stack of what I'm going to read between now and the Cosmic Readathon in December, and just burn through it.
What's in that Cosmic Readathon? What are you doing?
Annihilation, Conquest, and then the War Kings trilogy.
Oh, okay. Are you gonna do the Thanos book before it?
Yeah. What Thanos book is it? Redemption?
No. Yeah, Redemption. Yeah, I thought it was something else like Epiphany. Yeah, no, Redemption.
Yeah, I have that. I will read. That's right. You told me to read that first, so that's what I will start with.
That's a fun series. Annihilation, man, that's a good book, and it's super out of print. But those one shots that lead up to Annihilation are kind of a drag to get through sometimes.
Are they included in Annihilation?
Yeah, they're in Annihilation. Like it's the Nova, Super Skrull, Silver Surfer, Star-Lord. I think those little miniseries are kind of boring. Or Drax. That's where Drax dies and then is reborn again as like the current Drax, like the not dumb Drax with like the red tattoos.
Oh right.
Yeah, that all happens in that. And he's like hanging around with some little girl. It's weird, but
okay, well, we sang happy birthday to Cameron. We talked a lot about Halls Reads previews and took stuff from the chat. Chat, you were great tonight. Thank you so much. Had a lot of good participation. And I will read Empire. I will read Superman Exile. I promise I'm going to read Paul Jenkins' Sidekicks. And so, Gabe, where can they find you?
Yeah, well, thanks to everybody for showing up. Give us a like, subscribe. We're trying to get to that 2,000 mark. I'm sure that's going to happen pretty soon. But you can find me on Instagram. That's the best place to find me. Instagram at Gabe Infinity Watch. Don't add me on Facebook. Don't do that. But yeah. So Jess, where can they find you on the internet, sir?
They can find me at Omnidog's Vault on YouTube, and they can find me on Instagram at Omnidog_Vault. No, I haven't read Sex Castle yet. I got to pick it up. I don't own it yet because I have too many unread books.
Sex Castle.
Yeah. Shoot. Who wrote Sex Castle? It's somebody that I just talked to Kristan Robertson about it. Why am I not coming up with the name? Somebody really good. Who wrote Dave K? Who wrote Sex Castle? It's somebody that wrote a book that Kristan and I talked about. I'm flaking on it right now.
Is it Jeff Lemire?
No.
Oh, I know Kristan loves Jeff Lemire's work.
Right, but she knows this guy. She knows the writer of Sex Castle, and he wrote another book that Kristan and I talked about. And
Kyle Starks.
Yeah. He's the one that wrote the Hobo Fight book.
Hobo Fight?
Yeah, the Hobo Fights. Rock Candy Mountain.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, there's hobo fights in it. Oh, Rock Candy Mountain's so good.
I remember
Yeah.
there was this thing probably about that they would film out here in Vegas where they would just pay bums to like fight each other over like 40 ounces and stuff like that.
Oh, I don't like that. That sounds cruel. Yeah, Kristan knows Kyle Starks, and I told her to tell him that I loved Rock Candy Mountain, but I need to pick up Sex Castle because Kristan said that was really good too.
They should get Kyle Starks on their show.
We should get him on our show.
Or are we getting him on our show?
Yeah. Well, we do have some guests lined up, but it's pretty exciting. We've got some creators coming on the show that we're pretty excited about.
Yeah, man, it's gonna be crazy. That's another reason why you guys should tell everybody to subscribe to us, because we do have some, what at least I know me and Omar feel are just fantastic creators coming on pretty soon. Big names too.
I agree with you guys.
Yeah.
I agree with you guys.
We got 2 for sure. I'm working on a 3rd, and I think a lot more that we're going to be working on. So we're gonna do it up a little bit. We're gonna step it up a notch and get some badass creators on here.
That's exciting.
Yep.
So InStockTrades.com, where you can get up to 50% off your collected editions. Over $50 in spending will get you free shipping in the United States. Loyalty discounts add 2% to that discount. Sometimes they have sales that add 3% to that discount. Every quarter there's an OmniBros code, OmniBroslive code, that gets you extra discounts on the books. Fabulous customer service, fabulous packaging, and it's Cameron's birthday today.
Yeah, Cameron.
InStockTrades.com.
Happy birthday, Cameron.
Happy birthday, Cameron. And with that, we will sign off saying peace and love, peace and love. Thank you so much for tuning in tonight. This was great.
Yeah, no, we appreciate everybody. Thanks for all the support. I don't know. It's really hard to really express. I feel like we don't express it enough, how much we enjoy everybody checking us out and hanging out with us every Monday. Well, 3 times a week, 4 times a week if you count the Fangirl show. So we owe everybody a lot, and that's why I really want to do this giveaway for everybody.
Good. Yeah, I'm excited about it. I love doing this.
Yeah.
This is the highlight of my day whenever I get to do the show. So this is awesome.
I really wish, like, we're on completely different time zones, me and the rest of you guys. So it's really hard for me to do it throughout the rest of the week. I really wish I could hit up you guys throughout the rest of the week as well. But, you know, I can't do anything about the way the world spins. So, because it's only 7 o'clock here for me, so I know it's 10 o'clock your time.
Oh yeah, it's time for me to go to bed. This old man needs to go to bed.
I had my supper at 2 in the afternoon.
My belt hiked up to my chin.
Fell asleep in my little easy chair, reading the TV guide.
Oh, I forgot to tell you, I got a compliment on my shirt today, and the guy said that he had shoes just like it.
Oh, yeah?
Like your shoes, yeah.
That's awesome.
I said, yeah, my friend got the shoes, and he loves them.
Damn, we should have worn the same shirt today.
You got the shoes, though, too, right?
Yeah, I got the Spider-Man shoes. It doesn't really look like the shirt so much. It's just Spider-Man's plastered all over it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But that shirt's nice. I like it.
Oh, it's so comfortable. It's really well made. Okay, we got off topic.
OmniBroslive, sponsored by Vans. Or Vans.
By Vans.
By Vans.
Okay, everybody, we love you. Peace and love, peace and love.
Later, everybody.